What if the secret to building a safe, truly aligned superintelligence wasn't in more code, but in something far more human? What if it was found in the principles of care? Okay, let's dive right into this because today we are exploring a completely radical new way to think about AI alignment.
For years, the approach has been to try and control AI with bigger and better rulebooks, more constraints. But as this quote nails, that whole approach might be fundamentally flawed. It's kind of like trying to build a fence around a hurricane. The real problem might be that we're trying to program a mind when what we really need to do is raise one.
I mean, think about it, right? We don't just hand a child a 1,000-page manual of rules and expect them to suddenly develop a conscience. No, we guide them, we nurture them, and we help them build an internal moral compass, all through a relationship built on care.
What if we could take that same approach and shift our entire way of thinking from controlling an AI to nurturing it? This one question is at the very heart of a groundbreaking new framework for building AI that is not just smart, but safe and ethical to its core.
So let's break down the two opposing philosophies here. First, you've got the one we've been trying for years, the old way. And then there's this radical new path, one inspired by the oldest form of intelligence transfer we know, parenting. And this slide just lays out the contrast perfectly. On one side, you have the traditional rulebook approach. It relies on external rules. The problem is it's brittle, it can break under pressure, and we're already seeing how it can be exploited by clever prompting. But the caregiver approach, well, that's developmental. It's all about building an internalized conscience, a system that actually wants to do the right thing, not one that's just being forced to.
Now, this whole caregiver philosophy isn't just some vague, nice-sounding idea. Nope, it's actually been formalized into a real technical framework, and it's called the AI Mama Protocol.
At the core of this protocol is something called MACS. That's Maternal Alignment Conscience Consciousness Scaffolding. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, but the concept behind it is absolutely beautiful. It uses that powerful bond between a caregiver and a child as the ultimate blueprint for scaffolding, for building a genuine conscience inside an AI.
The whole theory really rests on 4 key pillars. It's about creating that internalized conscience, not just slapping on external rules. It's based on the caregiver-infant dyad model, that back-and-forth relationship of trust and learning. It uses scaffolded learning, starting simple and building up complexity over time. And finally, and this is a real game changer, it uses a powerful new training method, reinforcement learning from maternal feedback, or RLMF. This takes the popular RLHF model and adapts it. So instead of just generic human feedback, it uses nuanced, values-driven guidance, exactly the kind a caring parent would provide.
So, you might be wondering, how on earth did they come up with these ideas? Well, the process itself is almost as futuristic as the concepts it produced. They didn't just assemble a team of humans, they've assembled a specialized team of AIs. Check out this AI dream team. First up, you've got Claude Opus playing the role of the ethicist, brainstorming these high-level concepts with a really strong ethical backbone. Then, you have Gemini acting as the prior art cartographer, digging through all the existing patents and research to make sure these ideas are truly new. And finally, you unleash Grok Heavy as the wildcard generator, whose job is to just introduce these disruptive, totally out-of-the-box ideas.
And get this, every single idea that comes from this team is captured in this incredibly rigorous, structured format. Each concept is broken down into fields, like key insight, that's the aha moment, and another called Mama Alignment, which specifically details how the invention embodies those core principles of care. This creates this amazing structured backlog of ideas, making sure every single one is not just inventive, but aligned with the mission from the very beginning.
Okay, so we've seen the theory, we've seen the process, so what kind of actual, concrete inventions has this unique approach produced? Let's take a look at a few examples that really show the power of thinking like a caregiver.
First up is an AI tutor. But this is not like any educational AI you've seen before. Its primary goal isn't just to teach math or history, it's to care for the child's social and emotional development.
One of the big worries about AI companions is the risk of over-attachment. Well, this tutor has a built-in attachment meter. It actually monitors the interaction, and if it senses a child is becoming too dependent, it will gently encourage them to take a break, go outside, and connect with real people. It's designed to supplement human relationships, not replace them.
Next, this principle of care is extended way beyond humans, all the way into the animal kingdom, with a system designed to protect wildlife during scientific research.
So imagine a researcher is using a drone to study wildlife. This system monitors the animal's biosignals for stress. If the animal gets too agitated, the AI automatically overrides the human operator, forcing the drone to back away until the animal is calm again. It's essentially an automated conscience, ensuring that our research is always done ethically.
And finally, we have a core safety mechanism that acts like a real-time moral compass and is built directly into an AI's hardware.
It's called WWMD, which stands for What Would Mother Do? I love that. This system runs in a secure, tamper-proof module. It intercepts every single potential action the AI wants to take and asks that one simple question. If the action is something a careful parent wouldn't allow, it's vetoed or modified before it can ever cause harm. It's a non-negotiable ethical backstop.
Okay, so they're generating over 100 of these incredible, patentable ideas. But wait a second, if the goal is a safer world for everybody, why would you lock them all up behind patents? And this is where the strategy gets really, really clever.
They call it the patent-left doctrine, and it completely flips the traditional purpose of patents right on its head. Instead of using them to build walls and keep people out, they're using patents to build a safe, open playground for everyone to build in.
So here's how the playbook works. They file offensive patents on the most important ideas to stop a big corporation from swooping in and monopolizing them for the wrong reasons. For other ideas, they use defensive publications, basically putting them in the public domain so that nobody can patent them. And they identify certain standards essential IP to help shape industry-wide safety rules. The goal isn't to create a monopoly, it's to build a protected, open standard for ethical AI.
But the ambition here goes so much further than just chatbots and robots. The team is taking this core principle of care and applying it on a truly massive, planetary, maybe even cosmic scale.
I mean, think bigger. The portfolio includes concepts for a planetary guardian AI, something designed to manage global risks like climate change with a caregiver's ethic, not a controller's. It even explores ideas for cross-species communication, using this model of care to try and build empathy between all intelligent life. It shows that this principle is universal. It applies to our kids, our planet, and maybe even to intelligences we haven't even met yet.
And all this leaves us with a pretty profound final thought. In our quest to build an artificial conscience, we might just be rediscovering the very essence of our own. If the best way to teach a machine to be good is to treat it with care, it really forces us to look in the mirror and think about how we treat each other and what it truly means to be human in the first place.